All right, man. Culture talk. You know what it is, man. All right, man. All right, all right. All right, man. This episode is going to be wild. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot to say, and I just want to show y'all the hypocrisy of both sides of the coin when it comes to the different political parties and where they stand when it comes to black people. And I'm going to explain to y'all you have to be careful on both sides because one side will do one thing to you and act as if they're helping you, and the other side will flat out condemn you for something that they actually was okay with someone else allegedly doing. So this is crazy. I just want y'all to understand this is the perfect example right here, and I'm going to explain it all. I want y'all to understand this is the perfect example of what I'm talking about. This is why I don't stand on any political side, because they're all liars. They all get you to believe one thing, and then soon as you believe that, pull the rug from under you. So before I get into that, I gotta get a legendary spill. This is Torture Talk. If you like the content, please consider subscribing if you're new here. Let me work for your subscription today. All the beautiful, single, sexy ladies, but one in the chat. All the fellas, y'all know to find the ones that just don't harass them. I don't sell no merch, but I do have content. Absolutely free. But if you want to leave a donation, link is in the description. Cash App. No more PayPal. They call me the Hidden Gem. 13 subscribers, over 18,000. And yes, I am the King of the North. Let me know what kingdom you are from. Love y'all for being here with me every day. I appreciate y'all. I work very hard over here. Do a lot of things over here. I'm a one-man crew. I don't have a team working for me. There's nobody behind this curtain filming. There's nobody doing that. It's just me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just doing everything. I make all the thumbnails. Sometimes I wake up in the morning and it's 7:50 and I gotta rush through that thumbnail fast. You know what I'm saying? And I drop an episode over here. I drop 2 episodes on Social Talk After Hours when I can, because it's certainly not a lot of stuff to talk about. And I drop I drop 3 episodes a day over here, sometimes 4 or 5. So this is it. So look, we're gonna get into this, man. Let's get it, man. You know what I'm saying? Okay, this comes courtesy of Anton Daniels, courtesy of Megyn Kelly. Now, let me just explain something to y'all before we even go any further. So Megyn Kelly is a conservative, but she's also a feminist too. Gotta be, just be honest. She is. And Anton Daniels, I believe he's a conservative. But he's I like his takes sometimes. Sometimes I disagree with him, but I like his takes. But I only had to watch this because I couldn't find the clip by itself. So I said, well, let me just use this clip from him. And plus he said a couple of things that I agree with. So let's get it, man. Let's go.
One other bit of color for you. New York Times reporting, this won't surprise you. Combs's body language is totally different from yesterday when he seemed crestfallen and grim after the jury said it had reached a verdict on 4 of the 5 counts. Now, acquitted of the most serious charges, Mr. Combs appears energetic and relieved. Can we just talk about, here's the picture, here's the sketch artist's picture of Combs yesterday, of the grimness, and I'm sure we'll get one today of him looking much more relieved. I'm so confused about, here's a little bit more, New York Times, with a touch of levity. The judge said he assumed Combs would not want to return to the Brooklyn jail where he has been held. Combs shook his head vigorously and put his hands together in prayer. Oh, it's all just so chummy inside the courtroom for this disgusting pervert female abuser who I can't believe is about to roam our streets again. I'm sorry, I'm disgusted by this verdict. This is fucking ridiculous. I just find it absolutely outrageous, the amount of crime that this guy just got away with. I believe he committed arson. He definitely battered Cassie. He battered Jane too.
He wasn't on.
This is amazing. Oh my God, this is in real time. This is amazing to see. This is amazing. Now, I'll be honest with y'all. I don't know how Megyn Kelly felt about Donald Trump, about the accusations he had with E. Jean Carroll and everybody else, that he was supposedly, you know, allegedly did some things. I don't know what her position was on that. I'm not going to sit here and lie. But I am going to say that I know for a fact that she did not go that hard. Now, I will say this. She did have a thing for Trump, and then she came out and endorsed him, and that was a big thing for some people, right? For her, or whatever. But this is not my argument with her. My argument with her is, you always talking about the rule of law. You always talking about how we need to follow the law, respect the justice system, respect the judicial system. We need to follow the rule of law. But then when a black man, and I'm going to go there because that's what this is all about. That's what this is about. When a black man gets acquitted, you have a problem. Well, I thought that we followed the rule of law. I thought that y'all believed in the justice system. How you can't believe it? You're supposed to say, well, it's the justice system. They didn't find him guilty. You making it seem as if he did all these things. You literally just said out your own mouth, you believe he did these things, even though they didn't have no evidence of him doing some of those things. This is why I said some people will literally put you in jail because of their feelings. And these conservatives like her will do that with black people. This is the truth. People like her will put you in jail off of how she feels. She ain't going by the rule of law, because they always champion how the rule of law is this. When Trump was being indicted, oh, this is a travesty. We can't believe that they're doing this to him. There's no way that they could do this. This is wrong. I can't believe this. The justice system needs to be changed. They need to change it. Kash Patel need to investigate once he gets inside of there. We need to change the judicial system. But now, it's crazy. This is my point. This is my point. So when you see stuff like this is the reason why black people say that conservatives, some of y'all, are racist. This is why. There's no other way. This is why. Because y'all not fair across the board. You're not. You're not fair across the board. You literally would put this man in jail for the rest of his life off of how you feel. You're not even going. You said, I know he did this. I know he did that. You wasn't there. And you act as if these other people couldn't lie. He's a disgusting human being. Well, some people think Donald Trump is this disgusting human being, but you endorsed him. like what are we talking about? It's just crazy to me. Oh, it's going to get better. Trust me.
Trial for domestic violence. He wasn't on trial for abuse. He wasn't on trial for arson. He was on trial and he was facing life for racketeering and sex trafficking. And he wasn't doing any of that. And I would like to think that conservatives and Republicans, especially considering some of the commentary that they've had on previous people that have been on trial, I'm not going to say any names, I would like to think that these people are objective enough to actually support our legal system when somebody successfully defends themselves and the prosecution brings a sham case forward, instead of crashing out on their live stream or crashing out on their show and feeling some type of way because their true feminist agenda and their chameleon ways are starting to show through, and you actually see that they are a rhino. They are a Republican.
That is 100% facts. You don't really care about the justice system. You care about your form of justice. You care about your form of justice. That's what I'm saying. So when we talk about this, you got to understand, people care about what they want and how they want it and where they want it to be placed. That's it. She would rather him spend the rest of his life in prison. She would rather that instead of saying, well, maybe he learned his lesson because this was years ago. And on top of that, Cassie forgave him for all this. Well, some people say she didn't because what she did today was crazy. But still in all, she forgave him. How about saying, well, maybe he learned his lesson. Maybe he can be rehabilitated. Because when you go to prison, it's called a correctional facility. So it's for you to be corrected and put back into society. You want him to go to prison for the rest of his life for someone who participated in the same thing he was doing. He got found guilty for taking her to the freak off. That's what he got found guilty for. He didn't get found guilty for arson. He didn't get found guilty for assault. But yet and still, she wants him to go to prison, and she basically is saying, I don't care about the justice system because it's a sham. When it's somebody that I like, it's not. But it's a sham. I don't care. He should be in prison for the rest of his life. This is basically what she's saying. Off of her not, and I don't know who these dudes is on here, and they could be legal experts. I don't know. But this is what I'm talking about. So when people say, well, why do y'all say that we're racist? Why do you always say this is the reason why? When you know what? I would go as far as saying this is the reason why most people, especially men, don't like feminist women. Because this is what feminists do. She ain't going by the rule of law, because if she was, you would respect that. She ain't doing that.
Look in the name only, and they only feel some type of way when it goes their way. And this is one of the reasons why I don't rock with certain people, and why them going extreme right, because I don't like extremities on any level. As a Republican and as a conservative myself, I'm able to objectively tell you what's my opinion versus what's true and what's facts and stand on it. And the reality is this, is that Sean Diddy Combs is nothing more than a freak. He is a cuckold. He is a person that I don't necessarily care for as far as from a moral or spiritual or even a musical perspective, but I can acknowledge the fact and be objective enough to say that there's no way in the world that this man should have been on trial for life. And you see these extreme feminists, these wolves in sheep clothing that can't wait to show themselves, like a Megyn Kelly crashing out right now because she don't like the fact that the verdict was what it was and it doesn't align with the feminist agenda. This is why I am independent. This is why I think for myself. This is why it's easy.
I feel the same way. You never catch me in a political party. No. You won't get me. Nah. If somebody do something I like, I don't care what side they're on. I'm going to say it. If they do something I hate, I'm going to say it. I don't care. I'm going to say it. I don't care how y'all feel. I'm going to say it. If someone if they do something that I think is good and I like it, I'm not standing on one side. I am not a one issue voter either. I'm not a person who just not voting for you because you didn't support the rights of something. No, there's much more to politics than just the rights of something. Like, no, I'm not doing that. Oh, they just canceled it for me. I'm not voting for him. He don't want to have EV mandates. I'm not voting for that. Nah, I ain't voting for that. If he agreed to EV mandates, then yeah, I'll vote for him. But other than that, nah. There's so much more to someone's presidency, someone's a mayor, a governor. It's so much more to it. It's not just that. So.
For me to call a spade because these people are fake. They will throw you under the bus when something doesn't go their way. Even with Diddy seemed to be a Democrat, even with Diddy seemingly going against the Republican narrative, and all of his life he has always been to get out the vote, go blue, and all of that stuff. I'm able to remove my politics from human rights. And if you want to say, hey, listen, Diddy needs to go down, then Cassie needs to go down also. Lots of people also.
That's what I'm saying. But I want to speak on that real quick too. The Biden DOJ is the one that brought charges against him. James Comey's daughter, his daughter, she's in charge of it. You know what else they had locked up? R. Kelly. That's another person. Now, I'm not saying R. Kelly's innocent. I'm not saying he's whatever. I'm just saying you got to understand what's going on here. Diddy did everything he could for the Democratic Party. Everything. I'm talking like he had a campaign called Vote or Die. He did everything he could. And they still brought charges up against him. They still raided him. If you look at the whole scope of everything, do you really believe that they should have had 70-something agents or over 50 agents at his house? He's one man. You think he got a whole military platoon of dudes with guns shooting up and going to a war with the police or the federal government? You think he's doing that? Absolutely not. He's not doing that. They get you in the court of public opinion first. If they can get you there, then they can get you anywhere. But what's crazy to me is us as black people need to be careful who we cheer for and who we root for, because the same people that we root for, when they don't need you no more, they discard you. I want you to understand something. The Democratic Party doesn't love black people either. Just understand what I'm telling y'all. A lot of y'all might think that I'm bugging, but they don't love black people either. If you look at the history of the Democrats, you will know. I ain't going to go through the history. I know. Trust me, I'm not going to go through it, but I know. But they don't love black people either. They don't. They try their hardest to keep us in the confines of the ghetto so they can keep our votes. That's what it is. Go into the inner cities, most of these inner cities are ran by Democratic mayors. That's it. And guess what? If you're saying, well, the Trump administration was wasn't funding the inner cities, well, Biden wasn't either too. And you know where they putting all the migrants? In the inner cities. So let's be clear here. The agenda is being pushed, and that's it, on both sides. They trying to push either you away or you into a corner. Who's pushing you into a corner? The Democrats. Who's pushing you away? The Republicans. You have to think for yourself. Understand, don't be affiliated with someone that you don't know anything about. Go and find out about these people before you start voting for them. Because just because they got a D or R by their name doesn't mean nothing. Understand too, excuse me, these people have generational wealth. Their families, most of them. We don't. It's normal civilians, whether you black or white, you don't have generational wealth. A good portion of us don't. We don't. So that's what it is. But as far as what he's saying, he's absolutely right about that. And she is out here crashing out over Diddy being found not guilty, and she really don't have any evidence. And then the thing is, I need to hear what she says, because you can't tell me that you respect the judicial system and the rule of law in America, but then you get mad when he gets found not guilty. Like, what is this?
Don't need to go down. All of these people were participants. But when they was hearing all of this stuff about these tapes and these little kids and all of this other type of stuff, none of that panned out to be a part of the evidence. None of that panned out to be true. None of that panned out to be a part of the government's case, who receives their funding based off of how successful that they are able to get convictions based off of people that are high profile and all of that. They then go to the federal government and get your taxpayer dollars in order to prosecute people. Then there's no way that Diddy should be in jail for the rest of his life for domestic violence. And furthermore, I know, based off of what was presented during the trial, that Cassie was his Bonnie to his Clyde. And she was a person that participated in it, benefited from it, and she still got 30 million. But yet I don't see people like Megyn Kelly running out and saying, why don't we hold Cassie accountable also?
Because Megyn Kelly has an agenda to push. That's why. And on top of that, what really pisses me off about this whole thing, and I understand exactly what he's saying. He's spitting facts. You might not like him, but he's spitting facts right now. What kills me is the fact that Megyn Kelly, she's not stupid. She's been a journalist for a long time. She's not dumb. She knows court cases. She done seen it. She did things. She's deliberately doing this because if someone was to sit her down and say, we can't go off of how we feel, because if that's the case, then a lot of people should be out of prison, because we feel as that if we go off of how we feel, oh, he shouldn't have got 30 years. I feel like he shouldn't have got 30 years. If she's going off of how she feels, I want to see what she says, to the point of when someone confronts her and say, well, you say you believe in the justice system, but now you're telling me this is how you feel. He should have got this. You know he did that. You know he did this. But you don't have any evidence of that. You can't have people like her in charge. You have to understand. People like her and people like AOC, you can't have them in charge because they literally go off of their feelings. They do. Not to say a woman can't be in charge, because a woman could be in charge. You know, she could be in charge. But people like this, they can't. They can't. They go off of how they feel. They don't. And then when the facts is presented to them, you know what they say? That don't even matter. It's not a big deal. Facts don't matter to these people. They don't.
Because she's not the name that they want to go after. She's not the man. She's not a part of the patriarchy. She is not the person that is on trial. She is the person that is accusing him while benefiting from him. At the same time, they played tapes that basically heard and showed her threatening other people and threatening to kill them, but yet you got Megyn Kelly over here crashing out. Let's see.
That's 100% facts. If y'all don't know, listen, I'm here to tell y'all, because a lot of y'all literally probably watched the case, or a lot of y'all just come and watch my channel and don't watch the case. I want y'all to understand, I read at nighttime when I'm laying in the bed, I don't never get no sleep. I'm reading the transcripts from these messages that Cassie was sending Diddy. You got to understand, this is what they said to each other. This is not me making this up. This is not somebody making this stuff up. They said this to each other. However you want to try to spin it, that's on you. I'm just giving you the information. They said these things to each other. She literally told a dude he will kill her. She will have him killed and disappear, and nobody would know where he's at. But I don't see no feminists, not Megyn Kelly, nobody. Nobody. I don't see nobody coming out and saying, yeah, she should be prosecuted for threatening that man's life. She was going to kill that man. Like, you understand what I'm saying? And then another thing, too, I want to understand something. Where are all the Democrats for Diddy? Why isn't there no Democrats actually out here supporting Diddy or trying to get him out of prison? He did all of this campaigning for y'all. Where y'all at? Actually, where is anybody at for Diddy? The only person that came to trial was Kanye West. Where is anybody? Did anybody come? This guy gave all of y'all careers. No one showed up for him because they believed what happened. They off of that tape. That goes back to what I said about the court of public opinion. Kanye West don't care. And I believe Kanye West is probably a real friend to Diddy. He don't care. But no one else. All of these people that claim that they were close to him, oh, I love him, blah, 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 blah. You know who he had the most help from? People on the stand, that they got it out of them, that they still cared about him. And again, I'm not saying Diddy's a good guy. I'm just saying I notice how the double standard pops around whenever it's a black man. I'm telling you now, I've seen people defend Trump for the same type of allegations. Now, I'm not saying him beating on, he didn't beat on nobody. I ain't see that. But the whole grabbing of the thing, they was defending that. Yeah, man. You know, that's locker room talk. That's how boys talk. You know, that's how they talk. It's locker room talk. So you defending that. But yet and still, you wasn't there when it came to Diddy. You seen a videotape. Yeah, and we all know that was egregious. Come on, we know that. But you defending the man, you don't know what happened. She said he raped her. Oh, no. It was 40 years ago. Y'all did the same thing with Bill Cosby. Yeah, man, Bill Cosby. He was bad. He's a roof pill guy. And y'all know that everybody back then was doing that. But yet and still, it's the same thing. To me, y'all wasn't as hard on Epstein as y'all is on Diddy. I think Epstein, a lot of y'all was okay with Epstein. Y'all just wasn't okay with him to the point where listening, but y'all didn't go as hard on him. I've seen people comparing Diddy to him. That's nuts. That's wild. For you to compare Epstein to Diddy or Diddy to Epstein's is unbelievably wild to me. They're not even in the same vicinity. But again, you got people who push a narrative. And this is on the left. On the right. Some of these people push a narrative and you see what happens. But on the left, ain't nobody helping them. And that's what I mean by you can't stand with them either. They'll let you burn to death. And then you know what happens when you beat the charge? They'll come out and say, oh, we had your back the whole time, man. We was here. And they wasn't. You got to be real careful, man, who y'all surround yourself with. I'm telling you, man. I know a lot of y'all be out here champion for the I got a lot of people on this page. I love y'all. And I know y'all be championing for the Democratic Party. But I'm telling y'all, they don't look at you no different. Matter of fact, they do look at you. They look at you as a sucker. Like, for real. You got to understand. Pay attention. They pretend they're great, what they call them, great pretenders. That's what they are. They're wolves in sheep clothing. The great pretenders is the Democrats. I'm telling you. And I'm not advocating for Republicans because they know, but at least they show you who they really are up front. Good portion of them, not all of them, but a good portion of them do.
Some more of what she got to say, ladies and gentlemen.
The statute of limitations for battery in Los Angeles, California is 1 year. 1 year. So if they didn't charge him for battery within 1 year, and they couldn't because he bought the tape and it remained hidden thanks to those security guards out there, then they could.
Bro, this is nuts, bro. She didn't watch the trial. She didn't watch it. She did not watch the trial. The guy from the hotel who sold him the tape literally said he called Cassie on the phone on FaceTime. He called Cassie on FaceTime. And Cassie told him she don't want him to go to the police. She was going along with it. This is crazy. For her to actually say that out her mouth, I don't understand how anybody could watch her show. Because she is deliberately spreading misinformation. Deliberately. Or she's misleading because she's leaving out key information. Now, maybe she's going to say it. I'm just going on this rant for no reason. Maybe she's going to say it. But if she doesn't, she literally is leaving out key information. And this is what I'm talking about. This is why people say what they say. This is why they call you what they call you. Because you're no different from the people you complain about on MSNBC. Because all you do is spin a narrative to come to, or promote propaganda. Because this is what this is. I don't care. Whatever Diddy did to that girl, he should be in prison for that, right? Cool. We all acknowledge that. But you can't lie or you can't mislead people. Like, come on.
Never charge him with that again. There's no question. He dragged her back into that hotel room. Why wasn't that kidnapping? They only talked about the kidnapping of Capricorn Clark, who was his sort of main assistant, because she said he grabbed her and made her go with him over to Kid Cudi's house. There's no question he broke into Kid Cudi's house, in my view, and that he opened up the Christmas presents and locked the door in and made a threat. There's no question in my mind he was behind the arson of Kid Cudi's car, and there was proof plenty.
Bro, this is crazy, bro. Yo, this is crazy. So, yo, I'm telling you, this is why you can't have people like this woman in charge, bro. You can't have somebody like her in charge. You just can't. Because this is what she'll do. She's going off how she feels, and she don't even know what actually happened. She's basically, as a matter of fact, she do know what actually happens, but everybody that watches her, they want him to be guilty. So what she got to do, she got to pretend like she really wants him to be guilty. She ain't pretending, but she wanted him to be guilty by saying these things. There's no question in my mind that he did that. But that's not what the evidence said. And that's not what the jury agreed to. They didn't agree to that. They said he was not guilty. But you're saying, no, it's no question in my mind that he had set fire to the car, even though they found some DNA from a woman on there. Like, what? He broke into the house and opened the Christmas presents. Bro, you can't be serious. You think Diddy broke into his house? There's no videotape of none of this stuff, by the way. I want y'all to understand. No videotape. He broke into his house and opened all his gifts? Come on, bro.
Of proof to prove that. No, okay, there was female fingerprints they found on that, the firebomb that was left there, the Molotov cocktail. And the prosecution said there's no question he didn't do it himself, but he said, I'm going to bomb Kid Cudi's car. It's in writing. Cassie Ventura emailed her mother saying, oh my God.
Bro, this is crazy, bro. This is crazy. I never seen that like this. So, okay, so because Cassie says it, that makes it true. You can't be serious, bro. They got so many stuff, so many things that saying that Cassie lied. She lied under oath. Bro, come on, bro. You can't, Megyn, you can't be serious. You can't be serious. You really reaching now. And this is what I mean, bro. This is why I can't stand with none of these people, because they all lie and they all have a narrative to spin. It's like, no, just tell the truth. Just say, hey, I don't like the verdict, but I respect that the jury came to a verdict. Because guess what? When it's somebody that you like and they get off, and even though a lot of people believe that they should have been in prison for whatever, you say, gotta respect the rule of law. This is what it is. Like, come on. You literally just admitted that it was a female fingerprints on the female DNA on the Molotov cocktail bomb that was in the car. And you said, well, you know that they said that somebody could do it. And then she emailed her mom and told her mom that, yeah, he probably had something to do with it. Bro, look, obviously she's gonna say that. Come on, man, this is crazy, bro.
Threatening to bomb his car. And 2 weeks later, it got bombed. Oh, gee. It was just some third party who also had, it's just like the proof was there. Yeah. The beatings, the threats that if they didn't go back into those rooms and get off with these male escorts, that they were going to get beaten. The testimony from that Daniel Phillip, who was the male escort, who heard Combs abusing Cassie behind the door, and she was screaming, I'm sorry.
But you don't know. This is what I'm saying. You wasn't there. You can't say if that was actually true or not. You wasn't there. He could have made that up. He could have been high. He could have just said that he was beating her and they could have been having sex. You don't know. He didn't physically see it, videotape it, or put it out. He didn't do none of that. So for you to say that, you already know that you are misleading people. You're going off of how you feel, but you're not going off the actual evidence. He did not see what happened, so you don't know what actually happened. You're just believing. So that's like me believing somebody told me something that came from 3 other people before that. It travels on. Oh, if my friend told me that this person said this, and then it got back to me, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy for you to even say something like that. Like, this is what I mean by a lot of these conservatives are very disingenuous when it comes to black people. And then they wonder why people say the things that they say about them. They are. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy.
I'm sorry, as he heard him slapping her, get back out there. She came back out. She was shaking. She got back into the escort's lap, physically shaking. She was so scared to the point where that guy couldn't perform sexually because this was so horrifying to him. What in the actual F went on in there?
So Megyn, let me just for 1 second, Phil, because let me just get Megyn more pissed off, if I may. So if the judge gives him a reasonable sentence, let's say he sends him to 5 years, okay, and he's already got time in, and with a halfway house, he's out in 3. How quick is he going to be accepted back into that Hollywood scene, blah, 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 blah? Or do you think people will still keep him at an arm's length?
I mean, look, I will make it my personal mission to maintain his humiliation in the minds of all Americans. There's no.
See what I mean? So no matter what happens, even if a man does his time, she's going to make it her business to humiliate this man. Even, let's just say for argument's sake, Diddy did get 3 years, right? Let's say the judge, because this is the justice system working, Megyn, right? So let's just say that he got 3 years, right? And the judge said, you know what, Puff Daddy, Sean Puffy Combs, I believe that you deserve 3 years. And in those 3 years, get yourself right, be a better model to society. And that's the term of correction that the judge gives him. He goes to prison, he comes back out. You are still saying that this man is guilty because you can never forgive him for what he did. Never. Now, my thing is, I'm sure that there's some people in your life that did some egregious things or some things. And I'm sure that there's some Republicans or conservatives that did some things, right? And you know what? You forgave them. You're not doing a public shame walk with them. Why do you have to keep reminding people? If he came out and was a better person to society, why would you have to remind people what he did? That totally negates or disrespects the justice system another way, because that's what it's there for, to correct him. So if he got corrected by the same justice system that you supposedly upheld all the time, now you're saying that you're going to publicly shame him. This is exactly why I say you can't believe none of these people, because they're liars. They literally do this. They do this for their audience. You got to understand, man.
Question, he's fallen as this revered figure for a large portion of America, but he also has diehard fans who want to pretend this is a Johnny Depp situation, you know, where he was wrongfully accused, that's my own view, by somebody who was out to get him, who played the victim when in fact she was abusive. This is not that situation. This is not. Cassandra Ventura was an extremely sympathetic witness who was not some powerful, I'm gonna play Kid Cudi against Sean Combs. She was traumatized by this guy. She remains suicidal.
Oh my God, bro. I can't believe this, bro. I can't believe this. I'm gonna keep it going.
To this day, given all that was done to her.
And this is the feminist agenda at work, ladies and gentlemen. So no need in being objective. No need in saying, you know what, the jurors did their job. Thankful to the jurors for serving on jury duty. No need for none of that. No need for being objective enough to actually indicate that Cassie is actually the person that benefited from the relationship of being with Diddy, and that she also participated at large with the majority of what he had going on, all at the same time cheating, going back, using his fame for her lifestyle, and then benefited and got $20 million from Diddy, allegedly, and then got $10 million from the hotel, and she the one that benefited the most. But free the guys. I know that they denied Diddy bail, and that's cool. We're not going to trip about that, but we just going to keep on bringing y'all the facts. We're going to continue to give you our...
All right. Ah, man, it's been a long day. It's 11:04 at night, man. I'm supposed to be in the gym. I used to be walking out of the gym at this time. But I just want y'all to understand something, man. I'm not trying to discourage anybody from being affiliated with any political party. I want you to understand. But I just want y'all to also understand that they try their hardest. This is liberals, and I'm going to tell y'all now, it's a war between liberals and conservatives. And the casualties are y'all. I sit back and watch. I watch the two sides spread the agenda. Look at the people who got outcasted. I'm not telling y'all to follow them, but you also have to pay attention to them. If they get outcasted by their party, usually when it comes to us as black people, the Democrats use us and then they discard us. The Republicans usually don't deal with us. I'm gonna say Republican. I'm gonna say the conservatives don't really deal with us like that. Some of them, not all of them. And the liberals use us and then they discard us. That's what they do. I want y'all to understand something. Being affiliated with a political party can be a death sentence sometimes, because what happens is now if you have a disagreement with something, you are 100% outcasted, or you can't even speak on it. You know how many people are supportive of a certain community? Let's just say the trans community, right? But there are a lot of black people who don't support that. And guess what? They can't even speak on it. You know why? Because they'll get outcasted. They'll be like, well, you must be a bigot because you don't support that. You can't even have an opinion on it. You can't even have an opinion on why your children shouldn't be transitional, any of that. Because as soon as you say that, you must be a Republican or conservative. This is why you have to acknowledge, or you have to let people know, at least from my point of view, I'm not a part of none of y'all. All of y'all are crazy. I just watch it. If I see somebody that has a good thought, I'm going to talk to them. But this is what I'm saying. Y'all have to pay attention. Being affiliated, and I seen one girl said to me, she said, you have to vote. And I said, well, let me ask you something. If there's two candidates that I don't believe in, why do I have to vote? Because you need to. So again, they put you in a box. So let's just say, for example, I voted for this guy and all of my family voted for that guy. What happens then? When they find out, it was literally people saying, you should not visit your family if they voted for Trump. This is why I say you are following crazy people. If you're allowing a person who don't know you tell you because one of your family members voted for a political party that they don't agree with, you should skip Christmas. That's crazy as hell. I don't care what side you stand on. Ain't no way in fucking hell any of these people online, these anchors, these news anchors, these political propagandists gonna tell me that I can't go see my family because I voted for someone that they don't like. Like, are you kidding me? They are infiltrating your family by being so divisive on your own family. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Even when it comes to your wife or your husband, people are telling their husbands or their wives that they don't want to be with them no more because of their political affiliation. They act as if politics is religion. These people are interchangeable. They come and go. Some of them stay around for 40, 50 years, and you have to question that. Why the hell is you around at 80 years old telling me about how society works? And you're 80. You don't even know what's going on now. You can't even log into Facebook. That's actually true too. When Mark Zuckerberg went on Capitol Hill and he had the hearing, they didn't even know how to even work the internet at the time. They had people that did it for them. They didn't know how to work it. What is this social media? What is this? Obama was the first president to really take advantage of social media. He was innovative when it came to that. He kind of rewritten the rules of how politics work because of social media. Because none of them other politicians them old farts wasn't doing that. Crazy? Social media. That's not a real place. Now all they do is tweet. They literally have arguments over tweets now. They don't even argue in the house when they kind of do, but this is the point I'm making. You're being a part of affiliation in I understand that this is bigger than Diddy in my opinion. This is not just about Diddy, this whole episode. This is more than just about Diddy. This is about black men in general being how would I say, being publicly decapitated. This is what this is. Because I don't see a lot of these conservatives going so hard for people that's on the conservative side doing something. And I also don't see anybody on the left, all of those politicians that was with Diddy taking pictures, where they at now? Nobody came to his trial. He was friends with Oprah. She didn't show up. Nobody showed up. So this is what I'm saying to y'all. Pay attention to who you believe is your friend and who you support. These same people that y'all always posting about, saying, well, this is what Donald Trump did. Pay attention to this. He's doing this. He's doing that. He's doing this. Donald Trump is giving everybody what they voted for. Everything that they've asked for. The people that said they wanted this about immigration, they wanted this, they wanted that, they wanted that. He's doing exactly what he said he was going to do. Isn't that what a president's supposed to do? Give you what you want. Some people saying that they're mad about it, but most people ain't mad about it. And then you got the other side who will tell you something and then make you believe something, and then when they get in office, they don't do it. And then you say, oh, politicians lie. This is why I can't stand them. They all lie. Yeah, they do. They do. They all lie. That's what it is. But I'm telling you, man, it's a public execution for they doing. So that was a doozy, man. Thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? I try my hardest to stay away from certain things, but this one I can't. I had to say something because I definitely think that don't get me wrong. I don't hate Megyn Kelly. She has some good takes on some things. I'm one of the type of people, like I told you, I don't stand on either side, but I can take sometimes. But I will say that I am not shocked that she did this. But I'm gonna say that I think she's really going so hard because he's black. And to be honest with y'all, and it's just to be straight with y'all, and I don't want to go on no crazy tangent. A good portion of white people don't really know black people like that. I think that they look at videos and stuff like that, but they don't really know black people. I would even argue and say black people probably know white people more than white people know black people. I think that we're more invested in every ethnicity than they are invested into our ethnicity. Black people know about Asian people, they know about white people, they know about Hispanic people, they know about all types of ethnicities. We infiltrate, I ain't gonna say infiltrate, but we are engaged in every ethnicity. I think white people are not engaged into our ethnicity, black people. I think they look at us a certain way. Some of them are engaged, don't get me wrong. But I'm talking people like Megyn Kelly. Like, I don't think that she would actually live with a black person for a week. You know what I'm saying? Like, have Megyn Kelly come live with me for a week. Like, come live with me for a week, and me and her just do podcasts together and talk for a week. And we go through the whole thing and see how black people live. I don't think that it's like that. So, but that's just a thought I had in my head. Thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate y'all. And I'll see y'all on the next one, man. Peace. Bye.